Hello, this is the All Around Natural Beauty RN, and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where I am passionate about helping victims of all ages and all genders overcome the fear of facing the abuse to become survivors. And I'm just excited because over here we have been facing abuse. Been facing abuse for standing up and standing up for justice for Shanquella Robinson. And folks have been, not everybody, but some folks have been throwing abuse our way. And I'm just excited because with strength in numbers, and we still here. We still here, no matter how many rocks have been trying to been tossed our way. We still standing here. So over here, we have been coming together to stand for justice for Shanquella Robinson. We're using that as our umbrella to seek justice for victims. We believe that if we keep a focus and a burning desire on getting justice for Shanquella Robinson, that's going to give us a voice, and we're going to leverage that in order to seek justice for past abuse, past femicides, and to decrease future occurrences of this matter. Once we establish a voice and we continue to grow, because there is strength with numbers, we continue to grow, we're going to empower ourselves and empower victims all over. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It's kind of an impromptu. Like I said, I wasn't really, after coming out with the information, I'm thinking like, is there really anything more? But then I keep getting comments. You guys keep coming over, leaving comments and showing gratitude and pleading with me not to stop talking about it. So that's why I haven't stopped talking about it. I'm listening, right? And I'm feeling that too when you guys are coming over, making these comments and stuff. I promise you, the me is going like, I'm done. I don't need this crap. I can, I'm gone. I'm out of here. I've done enough. I've contributed. I've done it. I've done the stuff. I've talked. I've put it out there. I've shown the facts. I've did the math and science. How much more? But every day there's new people that come over and leave beautiful comments and the encouragement, and it just fills me up that I'm overwhelmed with emotion and feeling renewed and also purpose. Like I feel like, I've got to continue with this purpose, because if it's helping one person, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. For those of you who don't know me, I'm 52 years old and the proud mother of 3 adult children, 2 XY chromosomes and 1 XX. And I'm just excited to also say that I have over 30 years of nursing experience. And it's something that I've always enjoyed doing. I love caring for people. And the other reason why I continue to do this work here on this platform is because it feels like I'm nursing the community, especially when, like I said, all the feedback that I've been getting from you guys is just overwhelming, and it more than nullifies any of the negative comments, any of the little gremlins, the little demons out there that's trying to, provoke, being provocative with these comments and stuff like that. Just trying to be provocative. And for the most part, it gives an opportunity for me to use truth with math and science to defeat all of the little silly comments or just the people that's trying to stir up mischief, right? And like I've said before in the past, not just me, but we've read the scriptures where we understand that the Lord wants us to let the tares grow with the wheat. And when it comes time for the harvest, it'll be separated out. And, then we'll deal with that then. So all that to say is that we're not going to be dismayed over here by the people that's, interested in being negative, ignoring all of the threats, because y'all been, not y'all, but some of you guys, some of these little demons have been trying to make these threats about destroying the channel. And you've been doing a great job at trying to destroy the channel, trying to slow down the growth and all that stuff. But guess what is for me is for me, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be at. This whole movement is exactly where it's supposed to be. So I'm just happy that that's how things are going. And looky here, we already starting off with people coming in. Tommy Rhodes, okay, I haven't seen you in a little minute, says, hello, beautiful RN and beauties. I am looking forward to justice for Shanquella and others. All right, look at her. That's what I was just saying. Thank you so much. Using math and science tonight. Exactly. I've been getting a lot of comments with people, coming in trying to criticize, but have no proof. What I do over here is I give the facts based on math and science, utilizing the truth with the facts of what we have, and trying to keep us focused on the truth, which is the math and the science. However, just like in the scripture that we read, when we yet sleep, the enemy came and sowed tares, right? So that's why we have all the false information that's been put out there, and it's been a distraction too, right? Because just a few days ago, when Spirit led me to those articles from November 29th that we read here, and it showed that Dejanay Imani Jackson was arrested back in November 28th, the night of November 28th. I had to continue to go back to try and see when, because I also today, I saw one of my other lives from, I think it was the 30th. When did we get distracted that, that she was now out after we had already reported that she was captured, right? Because we were all scooped up into it, right? We were all scooped up into it. And it just kind of brought me to some more scriptures where, these things, this is what's happening. So that's why I'm just excited that we do have the word that we can fall back on to not be dismayed at what's going on, because it's already written, right? And it's nothing new under the sun. And Giselle says, welcome, my beauties, beautiful people, to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel and chat and live streaming, where you'll find, through math and science with a cup of tea, full of good information, justice, love, and peace. Yes, thank you. Over here, we are very proud that we try to keep everything, not try, we do. We keep a respectful chat over here. And we do it with love and respect over here. So I'm just excited about that. And say her name and share it. Yes. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. And I'm proud of us too for the work that we've been doing. Giselle has been dropping the link for a petition that started off just asking for 35,000. And where is it at now, Giselle? So, we can continue on with that. But the last count, I think the goal now had been bumped up to 50,000. And I did make a statement, I think back in January, I was encouraged to start a petition. However, I felt that it would be better if we all focused on one instead of trying to splash it all out for, everybody to get a petition start. Because like I said, it's not about me over here. I'm here for justice for Shanquella Robinson. So for those who've been trying to threaten the channel and all this stuff, or saying that, if I want the channel to grow, I should take some help from them. I just think about, let's see here, Luke 4, after Christ had fast for the 40 days and 40 nights, when the Satan come up there to try to tempt him to say, I can give you all this stuff if you do this, right? So for the ones who's trying to say they, can give me something to help, grow the channel, I'm not interested, right? I'm not interested. I'm good with what I have here. Like I said, my help cometh from the Lord. So I'm not trying to take a bite of the whatever the apple is that y'all trying to offer. I'm not. And y'all know, if you look, you can look back on this channel, you can see that I have been the same today, yesterday, and forever. That's the principle that I function under. Always been about truth and honesty and sticking to the facts. All right, so thank y'all so much here. Hey, Melanie, ain't seen you in a minute either. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, thank y'all so much for coming in tonight. Like I said, tonight, this one is going to be, we're going to be talking a lot and going back to the old videos, because that's where the truth is. Like I said, the truth is always first. The truth is first. The truth doesn't need explanation. It doesn't change. The truth is always. Hey, Marie. All right. Thank you for coming. And Jamie also is here. Thank you so much, Jamie, for coming. We're going to watch a video, and we're going to have to touch on some pretty sensitive topics, right? Because we all know that this whole situation has been around a very sensitive topic. And there's theories about why this was done to Shanquella by the individual in there. And so we see that once that came out, there was lots of people, not lots, but there's some people that came to distract us with statements about Dejanay's gender. The gender question continues to come up. Let's see. Ethel says, Miss Ariane, hello and greetings. Yes, greetings, greetings, greetings. All right. Thank you, Ethel. Appreciate you coming on. I'm too late. I have missed it. No, we're just getting started over here. Like I said, this was I came tonight because of the comments that you guys have been bringing to me. All right. I ain't had a hot flash in months, and look, I was looking at some of the older videos too. Ones I was going to show, and boy, did I have a really bad one. I think that was the night that we were all of us middle-aged people, Gen X, right? So that's the other thing too. I'm a proud Gen Xer. Like I said, I'm 52 years old, and proud Gen X. We Gen Xers are very unique because we are fortunate enough to have been here before the yeah, why am I still up in this? I was cold earlier. I had on my electric jacket. Before the internet, we were here when we had to rely on reading, writing, and arithmetic. So that's the school that I come from. And then also as a nurse, it's part of my training to critically think. So everything has to add up. So here we go there. So Queen Bee. All right. Oh, I miss LaJessica. Sorry, LaJessica. LaJessica says, hello, RN and Chad. You look very nice today. Thank you. Yeah. So did some interviews today. Like I said, I'm, getting some nursing work here. So that's why y'all don't see me all glammed up with nails and all those kind of things too. But so, yeah, I did have an interview. Like I said, I'm still going to continue to do this. However, I've been doing a lot. Like my business is back up with the Turo, and I've got, a fleet of cars that I'm, working with that and stuff too. So, I'm not going to be all in as far as like, I've got to, section off the time and stuff like that too, to make sure that I'm taking time to keep me in order and all that stuff too. So for all of those that was out there, all of those who are out there trying to get the channel demonetized and all that stuff, have at it, right? Because I'm still going to continue to lift my voice. And all right, so this here, like I've been doing this for, I haven't even been monetized for 2 months yet. So, it's not you guys who are out there doing all these extra tricks and stuff to try to do some damage over here, whatever, right? This is what's for me is for me, right? And obviously, if I've only been monetized since December the 20th, this, wasn't like it was my world, right? All right. So I had I've been a nurse for 30 years. I'm good. I'm good, right? And I'm not going to compromise my integrity to try to get some YouTube money or to get some views. Y'all can see, I'm doing me. I'm just being me, right? So please. And I'm just appreciative because most of the people do respect what I'm doing over here. And, that's it. Thank you, Queen Bee, for coming too also. And you see here, smash the like. Yeah, smash the like, share the video, participate. And I do love, hey, T-Mac, what's going on? All right. Please, let's keep it alive. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I'm still doing it. Like I said, I wasn't going to say anything tonight. But like I said, I see those comments and people keep encouraging me and they, praying for me and all this stuff. And it's like, I can't not do it. It's like the voice is saying, go do it. So I put a thumbnail up and, I just come on and do it because I feel like I'll be blessed, by just being obedient. And math and science and scriptures, yes, it all goes together. It's really all the same thing. So I'm just excited to be able to, tie it all together and have it make sense and help some people. What's up, JP6? Says, good evening, everyone, and hello. All right. So, like I said, tonight we're going to be, let me see. Tonight we're talking about, what is that? Oh yeah, the whole where are these Cabo 6 at, right? So I'm feeling like they're all of them are all captured, right? They're all, because we haven't heard or seen any of the things. So that's why, and I want to be able to trace it back to, like, I think around November 30th, because that's exactly when the news stopped talking about it. Because, in the beginning, before the capture or before it got out that they were captured and that both countries are being secret and it's being secrecy regarding this, the news was still reporting, like, I'm going to show y'all a video with Gayle King talking about it. It was all over, right? Why did the news people all of a sudden stop? And we didn't hear a peep out of them. However, all the YouTubers started with all the extra little different stories, and then it was this, and then it was that, and then people started, putting out all these, like ridiculous, laughable fairy tale stories, and I'm thinking, like, why is that? And I noticed it, right? I noticed it. Let's see here. Judy says, hi, all around Natural Beauty, RN and beauties. God bless each and every one. RN, we thank you for us, your life experience with math and science, justice for Shanquella Robinson. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate that. I really do. All right. Get the likes up. Woo, yes. Okay, so what we got? 42 likes. Y'all doing fairly well. Queen B65 says, we are praying for justice for a beautiful angel spirit, Shanquella Robinson. Yes, I believe too, that this whole situation was just for this particular time to bring us all together, especially we women too, because this was the first for me to recognize that, how serious and how significant abuse towards women is. I really didn't recognize how bad it is all over the world. I remember back in December, in the end of November, feeling like, oh, this was a problem over in Mexico. I even did a live where I was showing how Mexico's number 5 with the femicide, or, all over the world and stuff, and not realizing that we here have our own problem, only we call it domestic violence, right? And it's just as bad, it's just as bad. And women have been getting the short end of the stick with little, if any, justice. And, let's see here. Queen Bee says, I didn't finish reading it. We want an expedited indictment for Cabo 6 as the Scorpion Unit 7. Yeah. These two beautiful spirits were unalived by demons. Yes. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. I really feel like these guys are already captured. It's just the reason why we don't hear anything about it. And, people are saying, well, I'll believe it when I see him in the handcuffs, or I see him in this. All right. So, and just because I'll quickly read over the arrest, part of it. It's just a few minutes of it to start off, since maybe some of y'all didn't see the live from a few days ago where we read that off. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this is something different, right? This here is an international case. It's not just here in America. This is over in Mexico, right? So that's why we're not seeing them. And that's why the news isn't reporting, because they are being secretive. That's just how it is. All right. Let's see. Okay, so please, everyone, sign the petition. This is from Giselle. Please, everyone, sign the petition. We are at 36,051 right now. The goal is 50,000. Wow. So it kind of like everything's kind of slowed down a lot, because we kind of hit that 35,000 quick. And so you're telling me only 1,000, and that's it. And that's why I didn't want to spread it out even thinner by trying to say, I'm going to start a petition to use my name, right? Because I'm not here to try to build myself up or anything. For me, I'm really happy to just give my voice for the justice for Shanquella Robinson, and for women just victims, period. So yeah, let's get this petition signed up more. But like I said, I really I don't believe that they're out there. I think they are already captured. That's why we haven't had any more sightings of none of them. None. Let's see here. Really, that's from the kid 574. All right. So I want all the devils to be exposed and convicted. Yes, I agree with you. And that's what we're trying to do over here is the exposure. And that's why we aren't doing moments of silence. Like I said before, we don't do moments of silence over here. We do moments of speaking where we're speaking out the names of victims and we're speaking out the names of survivors. We're speaking out the names of victims and we're speaking out the names of survivors. Because we're not going to fear any evil. We don't fear any evil. Yes, devils are going to get behind us. All right. All the way from Bushwick, New York, giving all my support to this matter and our beautiful RN. Thank you, Giselle. I appreciate that. All right. So I'm about to get my fan too. All right, look at it cleared up now. I'm getting ready to start to get cold again. Yeah, and it's funny because like I said, I hadn't had one in so long. And so I was just like, I'm looking at me on the video here. I'm like, okay, looks like you're sweltering over there. And I was just laughing because, like I said earlier, I was kind of skimming through some of the older videos. I saw one with me just having a horrific one. It was really bad. It was really bad. It was really bad. So I'm just excited, y'all. I'm excited. And like I said, over here, we are been coming together and supporting one another and, just keeping the focus on the Just for Shanquella. So what I was curious about was when did the story change from yay she's been arrested, they captured, they got her, to how we started talking. And I actually saw some other content creators that was saying that yeah she was captured, and then all of a sudden later the story changed to where people were just talking about stuff to just be talking about it. So that was one thing that I didn't want to feel like I was doing, to just be talking about stuff to be talking about it. However, you guys be wanting to talk about it, so I don't want to feel like I'm good with how I'm feeling about it and not and just like withdraw. I want to still I want to continue to be supportive or answer any questions too. So one of the things I'm going to do too before I leave tonight is I'm going to go back over the differences, the physical differences. Actually, I put a document in the community tab. People could read at their own leisure about it. But what I'll do is I'll just, pull up the pictures again, and then we can just kind of, point out physical differences. So when the people say things about, face and all that kind of stuff, we can know that there's just, the bones, skeleton can't change. Like I've said before, if we find skeletal remains in the woods, we can tell by the skeletal remains if it's human, and also we can tell if it's female or male. We can tell if it's an XX or an XY by the pelvis, right, on those bones, because the female skeleton is designed to carry children, so it will have an S shape to the spine and also a tilted pelvis, because that's where the baby's going to hang out at for the 9 months. So those are the differences, and that's why the body structure is going to be different. That's why the movements are going to be different as far as like the speed. An XY is going to be faster than an XX. And also, there were some folks that had, made statements about, it doesn't matter the gender, which there's a good amount of people that feel like it doesn't matter. However, there's a good amount of people that feel like it does. So maybe I'll drop the link later. And for the people that feel like it does matter, and for also the people that feel like it doesn't. All right, so I'm going to click a few more of these, and then we'll get started with our acts of faith. Bless our chat. I see here Giselle said nails or no nails are in. You're still beautiful that way. Makeup or not makeup, our Lord brings us to this world beautifully naked. I agree with you. Thank you so much, Giselle. The kid 574 says justice for the Black injustice. I agree. Hey, Helen. Helen says, hey, from New Jersey, from Jersey Shore. All right. New name, Betty Boo, a.k.a. Bridget Harrington, says, hi, lady. All right. Okay, so this is a new name there. You changed up. All right. Appreciate you. All right. You too. Thank you so much. Gin Juice. What's up, Gin Juice? I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. Welcome back. All right. Queen Bee says, welcome to our Math and Science 101 course. It's free anatomy for all ages. Our beautiful RN Gen X sisters, same as some of us, is well knowledgeable. Please like and subscribe and share. Yes, I'm just excited to be part of a Gen X because, like I said, we're very unique because we were here before the internet, right? So that's why we have to stick with the math and science, because the newer generation, they just believe what the internet tells them, right? And we see how the internet will just plant bones all over the place, right? Plant bones all over the place. And then, unfortunately, the newer generation, people don't want to read. So that's the quickest and easiest way to keep you blind when they put it in the words. So a lot of folks don't want to read. They don't want to read. They want to be, someone said, spoon fed. They just want to be entertained, right? And I think after the capture, when everyone was supposed to be in secrecy, then they just let everybody in the YouTube community go have fun and make videos for entertainment purposes only, right? So over here, that's not what you're going to get. Not going to find any type of entertainment. Sorry, I'm going to just go over the facts and stuff like that, and answer questions with math and science. All righty, here. See here. You deleted a video. I deleted a video. Yeah, I deleted a video. Let's see here. Truth Seeker 69. Okay, some emojis there. Thank you, Truth Seeker. What that one there is. All right. Here we go. This is the last one here. Giselle, as Queen Bee says at Giselle, I have both at age 65. Personal summer one night. A personal winter. My top half hot, bottom half cold. So I have portable heater on the right side and a hand fan in front. I know, like, I'll have my heated seat in my car or my vehicle with the air blasted on full blast with ice cold air coming in. All right, so let me see here. Acts of faith. We've been reading our Acts of Faith now, book by Iana Van Zett, copywritten back in 1995. Daily meditations for people. All right, so February the 7th says, if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started. And that's a quote by Marcus Garvey. All right. And Iana says, a history of oppression, denial, injustice, and abuse has been the greatest detriment to people of color. Has been the greatest detriment to people of color. We have listened so long to what we cannot do that we have very little confidence in what we can do. It is the lack of confidence, not racism, hatred, lack of education, or social injustice that creates the greatest deterrent to our progress. One of the biggest kept secrets in life is when children of God make up their minds. Wow. When they bring their minds into harmony with their desire in their hearts, when they pray for the following intuitive guidance, then no one and nothing can stop them, no matter what color they may be. Confidence and a made-up mind are the stuff kings and queens are made of. I am confident and possess all I need to succeed. Yes, 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 yes. That was excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so we're gonna get started with we're gonna do something small first, and then, like I said, I added the one guy. I actually played this. I made this live November the 30th, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break this down here. Yeah, this is it here. All right, so all right. And this is the reason why I'm believing that we haven't heard anything else from the news. Like people were saying, how come the news haven't talked about it anymore? Right after, let me read the thing first before I do this. I'm going to read one quick of the arrest. That way, this will all make sense for the ones that's not knowing that the arrest was made. We're going to read, let's see, the Yahoo one. All right, here we go. We're going to just read this very quick, and then we'll go off into the video. And I have a quick video for the ones that say it doesn't matter the gender. And it's going to be a little quick video too. Okay, so let me share the screen here. And hey, I got to be a new member. Hey, new member, Lizzie Boo. Smart says, Lizzie Boo just became a member. Thank you so much, Lizzie Boo. I appreciate you for becoming a channel member. Thank you. Welcome to All Around Natural Beauty RN channel. All right, so here we go. Over here. This here's article says arrest made in death of Shanquella Robinson. This here's a Yahoo News, and this was November the 30th. Arrest made in death of Shanquella Robinson. Dejanay Jackson awaits extradition. Right? So that's why she's not over in Mexico, because she's been arrested, held over here. Right? All right, so here we go. Law enforcement appears to be one step closer to seeking justice in the untimely death of the 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson. Traveler Noia previously reported on the public outcry to hold one of Robinson's friends accountable for the crime through extradition and prosecution in Mexico. Those pleas may have been answered as reports circulate that Dejanay Jackson has been arrested in connection with the crime. Prior to the arrest, the local prosecutors for the state of Baja California, Sir Daniel De La Rosa Anya, said, "We are doing everything that needs to be done, like putting out an Interpol alert and asking for the person to be sent to the U.S. Okay, I'm going to stop right there real quick. So since this stuff happened back in November, right? And then all of a sudden we heard a press conference from Mexico back in January, right? Trying to out the U.S. because they ain't turned over. That's what it's about. Woo! Boom! Bing, 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 bing. I'm just seeing that, right? Okay, right? Okay, so, all right. So I may have to go pull up the other article too if this don't cover everything on it. But this makes sense now, right? That's why they did the whole update that report, right? Because now they trying to get them back, right? And since they've been arrested, but US ain't turned them over yet, see? Okay, interesting. Okay, let me get back over here to the story. That just hit me, y'all. I just had to stop and say that real quick. Okay, I already did that. Let's see here. Those pleas may have been answered as report. Okay, I did that too, right? Okay, here we go. We are doing, this is Daniel De La Rosa, and you said, we are doing everything that needs to be done, like putting out an Interpol alert and asking for the person to be sent to the U.S. It's about 2 Americans, the victim, and the person who did wrong. So maybe the 2 might be Winter, right? Those 2. Interpol agents arrested Jackson on the night of November 28th in response to a controlled judge issuing an arrest warrant against her for the crime of femicide, as reported by Metropolex MX. Justice for Shanquella and her family. Robinson's life was taken on October 29th during what was supposed to be a friend's trip in Cabo. Since then, leaked videos circulating the internet shows the defenseless Robinson being attacked by Jackson. Less than 24 hours before she was pronounced dead. Shanquella Robinson's mother, Salamondra Robinson, was interviewed by ABC News last Wednesday. In the interview, she shares, I would like for each of them to be sent back to Mexico, Robinson told ABC News. ABC News, y'all. That's what I'm saying. In the beginning, the real news was talking about this up until this arrest when they're supposed to be in secrecy. Shortly after that, we heard nothing more from any news people. However, Nancy Grace did put out something else, and I'm sure that was before they gave her the message to be like, look, shut your mouth, and because we ain't heard nothing else from her since then either, right? And she was like early December when she put the zip on it. All right, let's see here. She was kind, and I want them to remember that for the rest of their lives, we're going to carry on this work. Robinson's family may finally find some relief in knowing action is being taken by both the U.S. and Mexico. All right. The latest says Jackson was placed in federal custody where she awaits the beginning of her extradition process to Mexico. So the U.S. is holding her federal custody, right? TN is following the story closely and will continue to report the latest updates as more details become available. All right. So this was pretty much the last we heard of. We heard the stories about Dejanay being arrested. And then we read there that they said both countries, secrecy. Shortly after that, all of a sudden, the news backed out. We didn't hear nothing else. It was mum's the word from them, right? The only stuff we were hearing was from the YouTubers. So right now we're gonna watch this one video. This was I think on the 30th too, and this was before the word got around that nobody was talking and people were still doing their theories here. Is this what I'm watching? All right, so I got one here for you. This is from Sean Blazington. And we'll stop and pause up and throughout this one too, because let me see here, make sure I get down too far. Here's another member. Queen B says, Simon L and Giselle, we are survivors though. Queens are strong. Yes. That was a very powerful acts of faith. I really felt that one there. That was good. Hey Kim, what's going on, Kim? Welcome to All Around Natural Beauty channel here. All right, we got that girl. Hey, recap me on what we have been talking about, honey. Yeah, we've been talking because a few days ago, the spirit led me back to this here. So we came back to the basics. So we don't we stopped with all the distraction on all of the stuff about these people we ain't getting no justice. We getting some justice, y'all. We are getting some justice. So here we go. Sharing the screen here. All right. So this here is says Dejanay Jackson arrested and shipped to Mexico in the Shanquella Robinson case. All right, so that ain't true. All right, so this here is dated November the 30th. All right. Wow. Okay, let me pull back a little bit. All right. Ooh. Wow.
Beautiful thing to see a sister finally get some justice. And they talking about they arrested somebody, but I don't know if that's really justice, because if one sister lost her life and another sister is in jail, how we really gonna start the healing, man? Y'all need to listen at this here.
This morning, a potential legal limbo as Mexican prosecutors seek to extradite an acquaintance of Shanquella Robinson, the North Carolina woman found dead while vacationing in Mexico. Authorities are not currently naming her, but say she is a direct aggressor against the 25-year-old after a video online too violent to
All right. So again, this is the reason why people were saying, these genders, because they're looking at the body figure and stuff. Like I said, cannot change your skeletal structure.
Joe reveals Robinson assaulted in her hotel room.
These long arms, right? There we go.
Mexican authorities issued an arrest warrant.
Shoulders. Okay. All right.
Or that acquaintance.
Don't shoot the messenger. I forgot how that speech goes. Listen to the message, not the messenger. There we go. Something like that. Anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. Don't be trying to hate on me for this stuff. This is
now back in America for the crime of femicide, the act of killing a woman based on her gender.
On the one hand, the U.S. government is going to take this seriously, and on the other hand, it's not obligated to turn her over.
On October.
So we see that they haven't done that, right? I wonder why. Why are we holding on to them? And Mexico is freaking out. Mexico's freaking out. They trying to point the finger at the U.S. They blaming the U.S. and the U.S. is holding everything up, right? Right? When they was the one let them go. So my theory is that the reason why they're trying to, out the U.S. is because they, trying to do their own little damage control. So this is getting a little funny here. All right. So here we go. Remember, this is November the 30th. This is before we heard all those other stories, right? This is how you know when, the stories are, when it's the truth. The truth is not usually. The truth is first. Lies always come afterwards, right? Because that's how life is. Life starts with the truth, and then people start to put in
October 29th, local police reports state that a Baja Resort town guest told medical staff around 2 p.m. that Robinson had drunk a lot of alcohol.
Why they keep reinforcing this so hard? And we all know that's some bullshit. Wait a minute. They talking about somebody arrested, but they say that just to keep saying the same thing over and over. And if they ain't arrest them in the first place, why would they be interested in arresting them now, man? I'm starting to think they playing this cat and mouse game with the public. And even when they do get to Mexico, It don't seem like they really care like that.
Now, see, this guy is saying this is back in, like I said, November the 30th, right? And I told y'all too, like I didn't think Mexico was trying to use their resources to do any of this stuff.
Especially if they was able to get out there in the first place,
Mm-hmm.
man. Hold on, yeah.
A doctor determining she was stable but dehydrated, adding Robinson's acquaintances refused to send her to the hospital. The police.
Okay, so even these times are different, right? Remember, I guess the doctor was supposed to have been there at after 3, according to Nazir's statement. He got there after 3, and he was waiting for the nurse to come. So here we got some more mismatch of the stories. And I think Nazir's live that he did was prior to November 30th. So that's the other reason why I say it's important to go back to the old stuff when you can match these things up together and just pick out bones.
Police report stating the Charlotte native went into cardiac arrest.
Oh, wow. He looked pretty pissed off on there.
Declared dead by 6 p.m.
Y'all act like we don't know this. They act like we don't know this already. You know what, man?
We've helped millions of creators improve the.
All right. Wow. Okay. So this is pretty. I really like looking at the old stuff because that's before they knew like what to take out, what to not add up in there. Betty says, hello, RN and everyone. How y'all doing tonight? Yeah, we doing real good tonight. We just kind of breezing in here and going back. So to find out when did we get distracted too, right? Because at one point I felt like we were on the right path and then got distracted, right? And so that's why we're doing this here. Because I really think that all of the Cabos are scooped up and they're not on the streets anymore. I believe that they are all scooped up. They've all been scooped up. And that's why we haven't heard anything or any sightings. No one's heard or seen them since. I think the last sighting that we had was sometime in December when Elise got confronted at the job. And then I remember some stories about Mexico had put out some requests for some interrogations, and then after that, I haven't heard or seen any of the Cabos. So that's why I'm feeling that they all being detained right now. They all being detained.
Who really dropped the ball, man, in this situation? Was it the Mexican authorities?
Who is that?
Was it Shanquella's parents? Is it the media for making it so?
Wow. They look pissed.
Confusing. Look, man, people talking about somebody got arrested, but I ain't seen nothing yet about nobody getting arrested. I've been searching the internet.
It's in the reading, it's in the writing, right? And they said they couldn't, that it has secrecy. And y'all have to keep in mind, this is international. So folks looking for all this stuff, in the original article, they posted the numbers and all that stuff. And they did it according to what a Mexico law was. And I may go back and read that real quick too, and just very briefly, just so we are all on the same page. I'm going to give this guy a few more minutes, then I'll take a break, go back to the article that showed this person, Dejane Imani Jackson, arrested and captured by the Interpol officers back the night of November 28th. All right, so we'll give him a little bit more time because this here is November 30th, And a lot of people hadn't read that article at that time. So we're going to give him benefit of doubt on that.
In fact, maybe somebody did get arrested. Y'all need to look at this real quick. I'm confused like a motherfucker right now.
Officials in Mexico issuing an arrest warrant related to the investigation into the mysterious death of a 25-year-old American tourist last month.
Justice will be served.
The news comes days after Shanquella Robinson's family and friends celebrated her life in North Carolina,
I didn't
where she's
see that
from.
one.
She was just excited about going on her trip.
Yeah.
And
They regurgitating the same info over and over, and people took this shit and ran with it.
But you know what, mister? That's exactly what's been happening this time too. We just been saying the same thing. But if we don't say the same thing, this is going to just fade away and just nobody's going to know about it. And that is the only reason why I continue to say the same thing, because I feel this way too. I feel like, oh my goodness, we already said this. This is old news. But if we drop the ball on this, standing firm for justice for Shanquella, then it may, it's going to die down, and then it's going to be another, oh yeah, I remember that story back, So, I don't know. I think it is effective that we continue to keep it out there. I know when I feel like it, just, let it go. We'd already said this. Then that's when they start slipping in all these other stories and stuff too. So I think it's still powerful that we continue this. I don't know. I do. I think it's still powerful that we continue to do this, y'all.
And I'm up here doing the same thing, and I feel like a damn idiot. And her father's still busting down mixtapes. Yeah, it don't look like nobody got arrested. Yo, Reg, open up them lines, bro, because I'm confused as hell.
All right, let me skip up a little bit.
Is somebody in jail right now or no?
Okay, so I'm gonna pause right there, and then let me just do this article real quick. Then we'll come back to this guy. I think he's gonna have some interesting things to say. However, just so we all on the same page. All right. So, here we go. All right. So let me see, get this off here. This article. Okay. So the name Dejanay Jackson is now criminal file J664/2022. Says the government of Mexico has taken precautionary measures so that the name of the murderer of Shanquella Robinson was not exposed to the media, right? So this was other reason why didn't hear this name and all this stuff, right? But look at here, right? So we see Dejanay Jackson here with a black ribbon across the eye, says is presumed innocent until responsibility is declared by judicial authority. Article 13, National Code of Criminal Procedures in Mexico. Says Dejanay in. The number, again, J664-2022 says, San José del Cabo, Baja California. Sir, the name of Dejanay Imani Jackson appears in file J664. So for those y'all that wanted numbers, here's the number. Here's the file number here. J664-2022, a case opened for the femicide of Shanquella Robinson. When she steps on Mexican territory, the 25-year-old will have to answer for the horrific crime of her friend, who was beaten to death on October 29th in a condominium of the Cabo Villa complex in this tourist destination. The criminal courts of the adversarial system in the Judicial District of Los Cabos issued an arrest warrant against Dejanay Armani Jackson, formally charging her with the crime of femicide. Okay, so another one real quick. We're going to pause there because femicide. Like I said, when this first came out, I had no clue what femicide was. I was curious about it. So here is the Merriam-Webster Dictionary definition for femicide. It's a noun, and the definition is the gender-based murder of a woman or girl by a man. And so this was the reason why I said that people were calling Dejanay Jackson a T woman because of this. And I'm not the only one. People were saying that to me. This was that. And so when I looked up this definition, I said, oh, okay, I get why folks are saying that because of this. The Mexican authorities charged with that. And some people didn't want to accept Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition of the word femicide. They said that's not what that means in Mexico. Other people were saying that the reason why Mexico was saying that Dejanay was a transgender was because she continued to take the wig on or off. So the wig coming on and off was an indication that will make a person believe that you were transgender. If you took a wig on or off. And it had nothing to do with this definition of femicide. And then they said, okay, well, that's not what it means in Mexico. So Nerda was kind enough to look up the Mexican definition of femicide. So let's go ahead and read that real quick too. And then we'll go back to the document. So like I said, we like to do a lot of reading over here just because that's how it's done. That's how it was done back in my day. And this is how, this ain't it. This is how, this is the true way to be able to know something is with definitions, not just with people saying words and reciting stuff. We want reputable sources to support these definitions. Where am I? Definition at? Let's see here. Nice, I did get the Mexican definition of. Here we go. This is here. Yeah, here we go. All right. So the Mexican, and it's more elaborate too, this here Mexican definition. All right. So let me see here. What is the Mexican government definition of femicide? In Mexico, the term femicide refers to the murder of a woman because of her gender. This includes cases where the victim is killed because she refuses to comply with certain gender roles or expectations, or because she was perceived as a threat to the male's perpetrator's sense of control. All right, so again, we have the word male being the perpetrator, the killing of a woman. So here we go again. A woman being killed by a male. Femicide. Right? Okay. So go back over here to the rest of this here story. God darn it. Yeah, here we go. All right. Go back up here to the rest of this here story. Now that we know what the charges were and why, people were saying this whole gender thing. All right, so here we go. All right, so here we go. I'm going to just go back over here. When she steps on Mexican territory, the 25-year-old will have to answer for the horrific crime of her friend who was beaten to death on October 29th in a condominium of the Cabo Villas complex of this tourist destination. The criminal court of the adversarial system in the Judicial District of Los Cabos issued an arrest warrant against Dejanay Imani Jackson, formally charging her with the crime of femicide. On November 21st, the Baja California Sur State Attorney General Office officially delivered the request to execute the arrest warrant for extradition purposes against Shanquella Robinson's friend, Dejanay Imani Jackson. The process, according to international extradition laws, must meet the following steps. So here are the steps. Number 1, the State Attorney General Office delivered the request to the Republic Attorney General Office. Number 2, the Attorney General of the Republic received the request and reviewed all documentation to assess whether the arrest is appropriate. In this case, the evidence was declared admissible. Jackson is accused of the crime against Shanquella, and the evidence is solid. Number 3, the Attorney General of the Republic delivered the formal request to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Number 4, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs made the formal delivery of the government of the United States. Number 5, after her arrest, the United States government will have 30 days to answer whether or not the extradition of the murderer of Shanquella Robinson, declared by Mexican government as a fugitive from justice, proceeds. In the presentation of the file, according to data collected by Metropoli MX, the government of Mexico requested the government of the United States to take precautionary measures for 2 reasons. The first reason was to identify and locate Dejanay Imani Jackson to avoid running the risk that she could flee the United States, where she was previously arrested. The second reason was to guarantee the right of innocence of the accused, take care of due process, and not violate her human rights. It is very important that the judicial system not expose the photograph of her arrest. That's why y'all didn't see no pics of Dejanay being arrested, to avoid opening it to the public opinion. Article 311 of the Penal Code of the State of Baja California Sur prohibits exposing the defendant accused to the media in cases in which their arrest is carried out. With the new adversarial criminal justice system, the crime against the procurement and the administration of justice in Mexico was created, and the following sanctions were established. The punishment of 3 to 7 years in prison and a fine of 200 to 500 days of salary will be imposed on public servants in charge of procuring and administering justice or executing sentences in the position of their assignments when. Okay, so if this here is this law that we read, right? So this here kind of makes you kind of think about the person who, this Geraldo guy, right? So all this information that come after that, right? Okay, all right. Use your noodle. And number 4 here says exposure of the arrest accused to the media in cases where the arrest is carried out. All right. Detained persons may not be introduced to the media for any reason. when a control judge links a defendant to a criminal proceeding and the person is confined to prison, then the state attorney general office can show a photograph of the detainee, but the accused must be wearing a black ribbon around their eyes with the following writing: is presumed innocent until responsibility is declared by the judicial authorities, Article 13 CNPP. Right? And y'all saw that. See there? Boom, boom, boom. They did everything there. Right there. Right? All right. Okay. In Mexico, like in the United States, a person is innocent until proven guilty. For this reason, the state attorney general office took care of all the formalities in the case of the provisional arrest of Dejanay Armani Jackson, respecting the principle of innocence, due process, and the human rights of the accused. All right. So now let's get on back to our video here. I wanted to just put that in there because the gentleman that we're watching the video, like I said, this was all around the same time. So I'm assuming he hadn't heard any of this news here. All right, so let me just not be too far down here. All right, Queen Bees is welcoming our new member. Oh, look here, I need to scroll on down. Yay! Beverly! Beverly Foster says, keep up the great work. Thank you so much for your $40 super chat. Appreciate that to the utmost. I show thank you. That's wonderful. All right, so we're gonna get back. I appreciate you, Beverly. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, so let's see here. All right, let me just pick out these new names too. Here's a new name, Erica Kane. Erica Kane from All My Children. Let me stop. All right, so let's go on back over here. Welcome, Erica Kane. All right, thank you, Beverly. That is so special. All right, so back over here, we're gonna finish up dude's thing here. May have to scoop it up a little bit if it's.
We'll get some answers right here. Listen at this.
Mother of a Charlotte woman who mysteriously died while in Mexico, now calling on authorities to charge the 6 people she traveled with. Last month, Shanquella Robinson died while vacationing in Cabo. Her friends claim she died of alcohol poisoning, but circulating video online suggests otherwise. Wake Up Charlotte's Richard DeVay now live for us this morning. And Richard, her family now pushing Mexican authorities for more answers.
That's absolutely correct, Ben. Good morning to you. Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Yeah, basically, the family of Shanquella Washington.
Again, y'all see this here is real news people reporting, right? But after the word got out that Dejanay was captured, we didn't hear nothing else from the news people because they are respecting the law as far as like, not supposed to be saying anything, supposed to be in secrecy. So I'm just grateful that nothing else, all we're doing or all I'm doing over here is playing the stuff that's already out there. So no harm in this. This stuff's already out there. Y'all have never heard no new news being reported over here. None. I go back to the basics and stick to that. And I use this to be able to dispute when folks come up with this new stuff. About Shanquella was dressed, Shanquella was this, Shanquella didn't been out, all that stuff. I used this original stuff to slice that on out of there,
Robinson, excuse me, are saying that right now they need answers into what happened to her and answers as to those folks who were involved finding their way behind bars. Pain of a father. It hurts. His daughter's life cut tragically short.
And as a father, just to sit here knowing she suffered and I couldn't do nothing for her. Couldn't be there to protect her.
Yeah.
Bernard Robinson's daughter, Shanquella.
Yo, who dropped the ball, yeah? Because some parents on the night shift, the day shift with this news shit. Who is really dropping the ball, man? Now, I talked about this. I bitched about it. I complained about it. I mourned about it. I tried to get people to listen to me, but y'all just don't want to believe it. Man, somebody playing a game.
See, that girl said, child, that's not Dejanay. Like I said before, I know that there's at least 2 different versions of the Dejanay. And I'm gonna show that too. Real quick. All right, so y'all don't think this is the one? Y'all don't think that's Dejanay there? This one here look more like the picture with the blue and pink and blue shirt on than some of the other ones. All right, I'm just gonna quickly show. Let me see here. Let me go over here. All right, so let me go over here. Let me see here. Where am I? It's gonna be real quick, y'all. I'm gonna get back on over here. I see you over there. Right. So here's my little what I've able to show here. All right. So to me, this is like 2 different. Not to me. This is 2 different people. Because like I've said before, you cannot change your skeleton. The female skeleton is designed to carry children. So an XX is going to have a XX is going to have a curve in the back, an arch in the back, right? Y'all see this arch? This here XX skeleton has their hand on their waist, and it really highlights the arch in the back. You can see there's arch in the back. And see the placement of the hand? And that's because the length of the arms on an XX is going to be shorter than an XY. So when an XX places the hands on the waist, it's going to be way up here. And you can see clearly the arch in the back. Look at there, arch in the back. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at them hips way down there. Even though this is a very thin frame XX, you can still see the hips are below the crotch and there's an arch in the back. That got that arch in the back. Over here, there's no arch. There is no arch in the back. This is straight. And look at the placement of the hand. It is down here. It's down here on the waist because an XY skeleton is going to have a longer torso and longer arms. The arms are longer and it's wider here because the clavicle is going to extend out more. So when an XY places the hands on the waist, it's going to be down here because this is the position where the hands will be. So it's impossible that this could be this. You cannot get rid of the arch in your back. You cannot add an arch to your back. This is your skeleton. This is created at conception. You can do cosmetic to put some fat up here or, make some boobies or do some things like that, but you cannot change your body structure. This is a clear giveaway when you see the hands here in this placement. See how high it's up here? This hand is inches down. It's down here, right? So you can't grow your arms, in proportion to the skeleton. You cannot lose this arch in the back. This arch is on an XX skeleton. This straight is on an XY. So the faces are different too. But yeah, I see you. Like I'm saying, when people started trying to pass this person off as Dejanay, I was really offended because I saw on one of the pictures it said RIP. So I'm like, if they're taking a deceased person and trying to distract us by saying that this is this, that's wrong. And shame on anybody who is doing that. All right, so yeah. Yeah, so I did think that one pick, the little this one here is pretty rough. It's rough. I wish I could get this a side by side. That would be nice. But that's a great comment. Let's see. Elise was seen at the funeral. Really? Yeah. And there's been videos of Nazir. When was the latest video of Nazir? Let's see. Beverly says, "Hey y'all, I'm back. I miss y'all so much. But you best believe that I hit the like button on every chat I've missed. Thank you so much, Beverly. I appreciate you. Number one here. All right, so let's see. It's going back here. So you don't think that's the same one? I wish I could put that pic right there too. That would be nice to be able to see the side by side. Side by side.
And it's not funny. Because I woke up excited when I heard the news that old girl got arrested, but it's looking like ain't nobody get arrested, man. Look at this, man. Maybe this got some answers. And I'm about to get on these bloggers in a minute. Has Desiree Jackson been arrested in Shanquella Robinson's case? The most recent development in the strange death of Shanquella has been detailed in the article titled, "Has Desiree Been Arrested?" Want to know what's going on with the Shanquella Robinson murder case now? The autopsy report has shed new light on the case and the team. How are autopsy going to shed some new light on some shit when she already in the ground? What y'all spotted now that y'all ain't spotted the first time, man? The autopsy report has shed some new light on the case, and the team of investigators is now looking into all the different ways she could have died.
All right, Queen B says, yeah, Queen Beverly is back in the house. Hey, Sister Mods, missed you. Yes. Thank you so much for your return. Let's see. The party is sad without you here. Yeah, I see here. Hey, Jamie, everybody's welcoming you back. Miss Beverly, we sure appreciate you. What's Gucci, Beverly? Spill the tea. How was your getaway from us? All right here. Devastating for you says, why do you keep showing this false story? Not one official confirmation. A false story. Not one official confirmation. All right, let's see here. Okay, you don't want to take it from me. Here goes somebody else. Let me let you see somebody else read it. Yeah, see here. Who that? Let me see here. All right. Here is someone else, another YouTuber who actually has a law degree, going to read the same story here. So let's see here how you feel about this person reading the story, right? It said, Desiree Jackson arrested. They got her, right? This was back November 29th. Well. Right? I'm reading it because that's where they put information for people to read and nobody want to read, right? So you want to run with the stories, right? You want to run with the stories? No, let's get some facts here, right? So come on, here we go. Here we go. Let's let this dude read it all. The lead attorney, right? Just read the same article. Where that thing? It's a devastating you. God darn it, I'm trying to. Why did I know that? All right, here we go. Nope.
HIV ridden. We are going to be waiting on that. Let me check my.
Let's go back just a wee bit more.
I already knew where the girl was. They knew where her mama stayed.
Oh, let me go back a little bit more. All right, here we go.
Deanjanera Jackson be held accountable, and this is
devastating for you. This here for you.
Have you ever been in a
Check it out. That's why I'm reading it.
It's fucked up.
I'm reading it because people going with these stories that Dejanay ain't been arrested. I'm just showing you that they already told us that she was arrested back in November. Devastating for you, right? So this is probably devastating for you.
It's not a clean place.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even want to touch the walls, man. You're like, it's hepatitis everywhere. It's so disgusting. So let us get into it. Thank you so much, Bad News 12431. Long time.
So here's an attorney. He's a real attorney. He says he's been a family law attorney for over 20 years, right? He prides himself on being an attorney, knowing the law. He's going to read the same thing that I just read. Devastating for you.
Supporter of the lead. Man, y'all are blowing this chat up. Give me 1 second. Let me slow it down. So y'all can enjoy it a little bit.
What's up?
Put y'all on 30 seconds because y'all wilding out in there. All right, let's get to it, guys. And again, this is just going to give us a few details of what's going on. Shout out to Gerardo Zuniga.
Yeah.
And let's see what we got. What does Brian say? The long arm of the law. 100%. 100%. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Bam. There is our girl arrested.
And notice we haven't even heard nothing from this brother after the story too.
And arrested. Now this is Gerardo Zuniga's company here, Metropoli MX, right? He is down there in Mexico in Los Cabos. And he is the one that initially broke the story. It says Dejanira Jackson was placed in federal custody, waiting for her to begin her extradition process to Mexico.
Y'all heard that? I already read that. He reading the same article that I read. And I also noticed too that I did a live back in November 30th and I read it too. This ain't no new, this is old news. So if she was arrested back on November 28th, when did she get out? That's what I'm saying. Obviously, she's still arrested. Unless he lied. You think the lead attorney told a lie? You think he jeopardized his law, his whole career to report this lie? You don't think he did his due diligence?
So she is here now, guys. She was arrested in the United States. The FBI was like, oh, I want you to try to run. Oh, I want you to try to run, boy. We got about 12 agents on you. They were just waiting for the Interpol paperwork to come in. Let's see what we got.
Wow, did you hear that? Waiting for the Interpol paperwork to come in. Arrested.
Let's take a look here. All right, what does it say? Let's get this out the way.
What's up, Vicky?
It says, San José del Cabo, Baja California Sur. During the night of November 28th, Dejanira Jackson was arrested by Interpol agents after a control judge issued an arrest warrant against her for the crime of femicide of Shanquella Robinson, murdered on October 29th in the Cabo Villas complex in this tourist destination. So what do we know here, guys? She was arrested on the 28th. What's today? The 29th. They picked her up last night. Oh, the agents. I hope they went in there with the full damn SWAT team.
Y'all hear that? Huh? Dangerous said femicide. So if the Mexico warrant has anything about a male in that, would explain why she has not been extradited, because Dejanay is female, right or wrong? What? the Mexican government charged her with femicide. We know the definition of femicide is the murder of a woman by a male.
I hope they went in there with the damn black mask. Who's from Atlanta and remember damn Red Dog?
Y'all trying to
Is there
catch me
anybody
in
from
the trick
Atlanta
bag.
that remembers Red Dog?
Don't try to get me to say something. All I'm doing is read the definition, boo-boo. So y'all can stop with all this trying to catch me up. I can read, and I'm reading off the definition. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. When y'all wanted to say that, oh, that's not what it means in Mexico, I read y'all the Mexican definition too, which it says the same thing. They even got a little bit more elaborate with it.
This damn paramilitary police force that was in Atlanta terrorizing drug dealers and the community alike. They would sit on your house, like on the roof, and wait for you to come outside and jump on your neck. Though they had to disband the whole group, right? I hope they sent the Red Dogs in for it, right? So let's go. It says, what's that girl name? Deandra Jackson was placed in federal custody, waiting for her to begin her extradition process to Mexico, where she will be formally accused of femicide of the 25-year-old businesswoman. Talking about our girl Shanquella, right?
Gloria says, RN, maybe she just got bigger as she got older. Getting bigger is not going to change your skeleton. You could be 1,000 pounds, my 600-pound lifers. When that person, if you 600 pounds, once you are dead and gone, you're still going to have a skeleton that's just normal size. Your skeleton does not change. You cannot change your skeletal structure. That cannot be changed. You can gain weight, but if you have proportions of arm length to torso length, that's not going to change. It's going to be the same on a toddler, on a baby, on a child, and adult. A XX chromosome child will have an arch in the back. An XY will not. An XX teenager will have an arch in the back. An XY will not. So, no.
Says the extradition process took between 1 and 2 weeks, resulting from the procedure that the Attorney General's Office of Justice carried out in the Attorney General's Office of the Republic. And this in turn to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mexico. So what we're starting to see is the chain of events.
My sister is turning 16.
All right. Dangerous said the picture to the left, Dejanay, looks like her sister. I understand you can just see two different skeletons, right? So if one has an arch in the back and the other does not, it's impossible for that to be the same person. You get one skeleton. You're either an XX or an XY, period. All right. Hey, Karen. Karen says, hi, all around Natural Beauty RN in chat. Hit the like button on the way in. Yes, please. Hopefully y'all hitting this little like button. All right, so we're going to get a few more on this. I wasn't, this wasn't even part of what we're supposed to be playing, but just because somebody said something. So I wanted to show y'all that, I'm a nurse. Here go a lawyer reading off this report. Okay, here we go. Back over here.
We're just going to go over there. To
we'll give it a few more minutes and we're moving back to the
back across the border. No, this is an international affair. So there's a lot of paperwork that has to be done.
Y'all hear that? It's an international affair. International. Vicky Moore says that looked like a man first. All right. So see, all right. Y'all can't blame me for what people see. People aren't stupid. Your brain knows what it saw. Your brain is going to interpret it for you.
Done, which is why it took weeks. They already knew where the girl was. They knew where her mama stayed. It's not like she's speaking another language. She's going to be right there. She might be down at the corner store.
And just like they know where everybody else mama stay at too. That's why I'm saying I believe that the rest of them are captured also.
Right? They knew where this girl was at all times. So it says that the process, first it had to go from the Attorney General's office to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mexico. It says the Attorney General's office of the state of Baja California Sur managed to prove that the woman who appears in the video attacking Shanquella Robinson is precisely Deanjanese Jackson, as Metrópoli MX reported at the time. So what?
Right? So they're saying who Dejanay Jackson is. And y'all see the picture that they are saying is Dejanay, not the one picture of the skinny girl, the skinny XX.
What do we know about here? It wasn't enough for the Attorney General's office in Mexico just to fill out the paperwork. No, they had to prove it. Who did they have to prove, give certain evidence to that and she in fact was the person? Well, they had to give it to the control judge. They had to make a showing in front of the control judge that there was enough evidence to really feel as though she was the one that did it. Maybe you could kind of view it in the lens of probable cause. Oh, she was that Deanjanay. I can't help you, baby. Oh, I can't help you, baby. It's too late. It's too late. Oh.
So Dangerous is saying, rest in peace, Guman is referring to her father. Okay, so like I said, one of them is an XX. One of them is not. So when y'all try to get people distracted on, oh, well, this one's had a baby. Okay. But who is in the video unaliving Shanquella? Huh? It's not this person. This individual is not in the video putting hands on Shanquella. There was no arch in the back in the individual in the video unaliving Shanquella. This person was not there. So I'm sick and fed up with people trying to say it was. This person was not in the video. This is not the person who's in there attacking Shanquella. She has an arch in her back. There's no arch. All right.
To prove it in front of the control judge so the judge would sign off on all the paperwork. All the paperwork was signed, sealed, and delivered, sent through Foreign Affairs to the United States. United States passed that off to the FBI. Man, when you give something to the FBI, it is a wrap. You give it to the FBI, it was a wrap. They were already on a trail, right? They knew where a mama and a grandmama stayed. So let's put a bow on this. The Attorney General's office, again, managed to prove that the woman who appears in the video attacking Shanquella is precisely Deanjanay Jackson, as Metrópoli MX reported at the time. Metrópoli MX is preparing a special report that will be published in full in the next few hours. So we are going to be waiting on that. Let me check my all
right, I just wanted to show that to whoever was asking about why I'm reading it off. That's why I'm reading it off, because people trying to slip in some oopy stuff up in here. When they already said that Dejanay Imani Jackson was picked up, arrested November 28th. This one. This one. Not this one. This is a distraction because people are outing this one. And for whatever it's worth, society wants to protect this one and blame this one. This one is not seen in the video. Beverly Foster says, my 22-year-old nephew passed away from cardiac failure. He wasn't as lucky as the young football player. Why are all these young people passing from heart failure? Yeah. You know, I won't even comment on that. But yeah, let me think. Where was I at? I was not here. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go on back and finish this here up here. Y'all, with all this stuff, you know. We're not gonna be entertaining delusions. All right. See, Gloria says, condolences to your family, Miss Beverly. Yes. Hey, Karen. Karen says, since we cannot locate info on Dejanay, could it be possible she has a twin? Maybe a male and a female were born. Just a thought, allegedly. I hear you, Karen. I hear you. All I'm saying is that we're going to go by what we have here. We have a video where we clearly see an individual with the skeletal structure of an XY chromosome viciously attacking Shanquella Robinson. The individual in the video attacking has been identified by multiple sources, as we can see here. The authorities, also the parents, identified two people in there as Shanquella and a person, Dejanay Imani Jackson, doing the physical assault. Amen. Let's see. Yep. Got the condolences. What's up, Chinny Ray? She has a sister. All right. Jonah says, never trust a brother who shaves his head when God told Israelites not to shave. He lied. He read a story. He read. So either they lied then or they're lying now. And I know that they're lying now because the truth always comes first. Then the lies come to destroy the truth. You said shaved his head. Isn't that alopecia? I don't know if that head looks smooth. I don't think that's shaved. I think that's baldness. Anyway, so yeah, whatever. Kyrania says, honestly, RN, TLA and all the other YouTubers that said she was arrested got it from Zwinga. Not one major news station has reported that. No public record of it. Those articles aren't reputable sources. Hmm. All right. So then, like I said, they're lying now. So why would you believe that they're not arrested? Because let me see here. That's a good point, Kyrania. Let's see. Honestly, our NTLA and all the other YouTubers that said she was arrested got it from Zwinga. Not one major news station has reported that. No public record of it. Those articles aren't reputable sources. That is a very good point. Well, why are the news people, why did they all of a sudden stop talking about anything? If they didn't need to be secrecy because of the arrest. I'm going to drop this link and see if somebody come up and give some clarification on that. Otherwise, there's nothing for me to say on none of this stuff. Then this is just all a whole bunch of lies. All of it. All of it. All of it. The link is there. I believe this is true. I believe it is true, and that's why they're trying to paint the lies now afterwards for us to get story, because otherwise everything else, nothing makes, this makes sense. This makes sense to me. This equals, this makes sense. Makes sense. And if they need to be in secrecy, right after it came out, we'd heard nothing else from the news stations. How is that explained then? How can we explain why the American news, which all of them were on it, right? We heard Gale report, ABC News, all of the news stations were reporting, speaking on this until this arrest was made. Then after that, we didn't hear any more from them. It was just now these YouTube stories. I'm more apt to believe that this is true as opposed to all of the stories that came afterwards. Those sound like fairy tales. This makes sense. This, to me, adds up. All right, perfect. Thank you, Kawanya. I appreciate it. We bring Kawanya, Kyranya going to explain it. All right. Thank you, Kyranya. Speak.
Hi.
Hey.
So yeah, what I was saying is that I don't think that she's been arrested because there hasn't been a report on a real news station. And they're not going to report anything that's not factual, something that they can't verify. So just like you won't see the video from the fight on any of the major news stations because they can't verify that video, they're not going to talk about anything. Like on YouTube, I think people have more freedom to talk about because they're not going to be held accountable for anything that they say on YouTube. But these reputable news sources like CNN or MSNBC, they can't get on there and just say anything because they can be sued. So the reason they're not talking about it, because after Mexico did that warrant, that was it. There's nothing else has happened on this case.
So you're saying that in the beginning, when ABC and all that, those aren't reputable news stations because they played the video. They was the first ones to put out the information and stuff.
I didn't see the video on those stations. I saw them talking about it, and I saw, I think in North Carolina where the guy went to their houses to find them and they weren't there. I never saw the fight video on the news though.
Yeah, I want to say that I'm looking now that I saw the fight on the news when it first came out back in November. The news was reporting it. It was all over the news. I'm just saying that after they said the arrest happened, we didn't hear any more from that news. It was all after that. It was all YouTubers with all these new fictional stories and stuff.
Right, but the news stations never said that she was arrested. They said that Mexico has issued a warrant, but they never.
You chop
because they couldn't verify it. Oh, can you hear me?
Okay, so yeah, you kind of faded in and out there. All right, so I like where you're going with this. So if she's not arrested, where is she? Why haven't we seen? We haven't seen any sightings, right? And then they had actual information of that she was picked up in Connecticut.
Oh, that I don't know where she is now. Who said she was picked up in Connecticut?
Again, these unreputable sources. You're speaking of. I'm just saying, like, there's somewhere.
That story. Because a lot of the YouTube videos, I try to keep up with what's going on, but some of the titles of these videos, I'd be like, oh no, I'm not watching that. So I hadn't heard anything about her being picked up in Connecticut. So
yeah,
I don't
this
know
was back
anything about
in November when supposedly this whole thing happened. And the reason, I'm just coming, bringing these videos up because when these first came out, everybody was on board with it. And then all of a sudden we switched over to these news stories, and now we are discrediting the original stories and the older stories.
Right. Because when I first saw that she was arrested, I thought it was true. I was excited, like, yes, they got her.
Right.
But then when I started researching on my own, looking at the, websites I normally look through to see if somebody has been arrested, because I do that all the time. I told you I had my master's in criminal justice, so.
Right. But if it's international, do you think that's the reason why that
different websites see who's been arrested?
Right, but if she is being held for extradition, is that like a different process or a different organization that keeps that information? Like that number that they put out there for the file, is that traceable, or how do we?
It should be. It should be a federal arrest. I mean, anytime the government has you in custody, there's gonna have to be a record of it. Like, even if they were arrested, booked her, and they're holding her, waiting on extradition to Mexico, there's gonna be a record of them having her. She would have a number because they got to keep up with her. That's the rest of that. They can't
Right. So that one number, your audio. So that one number, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. That one number, you're saying that that's not valid? Because I remember too when we said that, and then like shortly after, we all was agreeing that she wasn't, that was false story. And I remember we just kept talking as if she wasn't detained. And then I go back to, I found this a few days ago. I was like, oh, well, if she was arrested then, when did she get out? How did we know that she got out? It was just said that this was false information. So let me see, is this the one with it? No. Let's see here. Because one of these have a number. Yeah, this criminal file number. Let me share screen here. So this number is not traceable here. It says here the criminal file number of J664-2022. That's not valid. Hello? Kyrania? Oh, can't hear you. All right, I've lost audio. Oh, are you there still, Kyrania? This is the number, right here. So I don't know. We can't. I don't have any audio on you. Like I said, I'm a nurse, y'all. So I don't know. I know that back in November 30th, when this first came out, we were all excited, and then something happened. You there? Okay. This number here, this isn't a traceable. This ain't real. Can't hear you.
Am I still in here?
Okay, I see you there, but you're not coming through.
Now, how do I turn this off?
I was saying that they had this number here. It says file. Are these like fake numbers, or I mean, like I don't know. If this isn't a traceable number or something like that, like they're saying that this is the criminal file number. So I'm saying this ain't in my wheelhouse, so I'm not sure. But this is the information that I have, and or that's out there, that's available. I just noticed that after this came out, the other news stations, and then shortly after that, even Nancy Grace, put a zipper on it. So that's what was making me feel like this is, reliable information. And the other fact that there's been no sightings also of the individual here. So all right. So anyway, I'm not able to hear you, Kyrania, so I'll just read off some more comments here until we get you back up in here, or get your sound to come through. But this is why I came up here too, because I was right along with y'all. Y'all can go back and see, all of December, we was saying we was waiting for somebody to get detained or arrested or something like that, right? And y'all know that just a few days ago, 4 days ago, when I rediscovered this and go back and find out that we already had reported on this, and then got sidetracked with the fact that the person is not captured. When did they get uncaptured, right? And then why would this be a made-up story back in November 29th, when nobody knew that they should make up a different story? That's what I'm saying. Like, the truth usually The truth is the beginning. Truth is always first, and the lies come afterwards. So I'm more leaning towards, this being the truth, and the stories coming afterwards are lies. Because they have this number here, and Kairanya? All right, so all right. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, but this is why, this is my what I'm presenting. That's my evidence as far as like what's going on here. This is that, and so that's where I'm coming at with that. But the link is still there, or something going on with you. As soon as you're able, you're more than welcome to start with the speak. So I'm gonna go back to some more of these here comments. Stepsister, okay. See, I heard that Dejanay had got a lawyer. Okay. Says all the articles I've seen have been from unknown news sources or satirical sites. Right? Yeah, let's see here. Because then what about this here? Someone was saying that Yahoo, is supposedly a reputable source here. And also, but they got their information from the Metroplex MX. I don't know. I mean, the only thing that we have to dispute these articles are, verbal people talking verbal stuff, right? So here is there's one that, has the number here. Is that it? There's this criminal file number, and then here's Yahoo News supporting it. And then we know that they were saying that the countries are, being secrecy here. They've indicated all of the steps, go through the Interpol agent, go through the control judge, and, all those steps. So, like I said, I'm nurse. I'm not, I have nothing to, say on this little legal stuff. That's why I played the video of the lead attorney who, is an attorney, and, I don't know why in November 29th, he would make false statements like that, tell lies, right? I don't know, right? So I'm just saying, for me, I'm going to go with the news from the beginning, right? So I don't know. Here's a number here, a criminal file number. Here is Yahoo News. I can understand why ABC stopped reporting. I can understand why we haven't heard from Nancy Grace. I can understand those things, because if they're supposed to be in secrecy, yeah. So, but that's what I have, y'all. Hey, Jackie. All right, and Jackie, but I respect, what you're bringing, because it had y'all saw I was like for 3 minutes going, But again, like I say, when that happens, I try to go back to the original equation, right? A lot of times when you're working out those math problems, the answer comes up wrong. You just do the solution by, redoing it, going back to the base, going back to the original problem, so you know the given and to find the unknown, right? So let's see. Jonah says, or female persons you are familiar with. Okay, I missed a little portion there. Gloria said, I know your skeleton can't change, but that top she has on is big. I don't know, just speculating. Okay, I see what you're saying about the top being big. That's not going to change where your hand is going to be placed at. This is the length of the arm. See how extended this arm is, right? And that's why you can see this hand is placed down here. On this side, it's placed way up here because this is a shorter arm. And this is the waist of an XX, right? So this wouldn't change, right? And where's the arch? There's no arch here. This is straight. And look at where the hand, this hand will be here. So that's about 6 inches in distance. This can't change. Even if you get bigger, gain some weight, the structure is still going to remain the same, right? So that's what I'm saying. So you can't have your hand be up here one year and then the next year is way down there. Do you see what I'm saying, Gloria? So I'm looking at this here. These placements. The hand placement here is here. This hand placement is here. If this was the same person, this hand would be here. It would be way up here, like it is over here. Right? It would be here on the waist. But the waist of an XY is down here. The waist of an XX is up here. So it couldn't be up here, and then down here. That's what I mean. Right? Right? So, yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do a few more, then I'm going to get out of here, right? I'm not trying to be controversial or anything like that, y'all. I'm just, like I said, I'm just going by on these facts here. So if we have, this information here in the beginning, before anybody knew they had to make up stories with the criminal file number and all that stuff, and then like now all we have to go on is that, I don't know. This here I can see with my eyes. I'm reading it. So, I'm reading that. I can see this with my eyes. I'm reading it. This adds up, right? There's this, okay, so all right, a few more, then I'm just tell y'all I love y'all, and I'm not trying to confuse anybody or anything like that. I'm just sticking with the basics and not trying to be super complicated here. I just believe that the truth is first and the lies come afterwards to discredit the truth, right? Or to change your thoughts. Okay, so let's see here. Wow, thought I was about done there. Itinerary says dangerous. How come she or he hasn't come out? Because I know damn well I would not want my picture up if I did not commit a crime. Yeah, that's what I was curious about, the rest in peace thing, because I would be saying that too. I was like, so. Let's see here. Oh, hey, Arian. What's going on, Vicky? Let's see here. Thanks for joining the chat. All right. So XX with a man chin. Okay, I know what I said. I wanted to show y'all some. I'm going to just quickly go over this one little article. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's long. It's in the community tab. So anybody want to download it, you can read it at your own leisure. And then I'm going to get out of here because it's getting late. But this here chin statement is leading me to go ahead and share this here. This here article with y'all. It's in the community tab too. So here's a document. It's here. We'll pull that up. All right. So this document gives the visual differences between the male and female. So you can see here, this here is a male skeleton, kind of shows more of the angles. Remember how I was saying like X-axis have more circles and X-Y's are more angles, right? So we got a square here, straight line there, and angles. And then you see here, for the female, it's curves, right? Angles, curves. So it's got curves there, more curves. All right. And like I said, y'all can download this and read it on your own. All right. So again, here's that arch in the back, right? There's the arch in the back. Arch in the back and the tilted pelvis. That's why you always see, you know, a poochie on the stomach of a woman, even if she hasn't had any children, it's still going to be this little pouch because of this here arch in the back and the tilt on the pelvis. All right, okay, here's a good one here. All right, notice again. Okay, so here's two. This here is obviously an XX. Look at the length of the arms. The arms are shorter where they cut off at on the body. That's why when you see the T people, they're going to have those long arms, and that's usually a quick visual giveaway right there. And look here, see this here got more curves, straight back, curve in the back. See these curves, a little tilted pelvis here. This is straight, right? This is straight there. And look at where how long the arms are. Arms are long. So I'm going to do a few more of these and then I want to call it a night. All right. So again, look at where the waist is located, right? See how the elbows kind of fit perfectly right up in there, right? And this is why when you see, oh, it's not over there. When you see the hands on the hip, I was going to show that other picture. Why they're so low is because of the length of these arms here. All right. And again, the shoulders, right? You can see that they have more of these trapezius muscles up there, and the distance is further apart, right? Here's some other, you know, things there. See that hourglass there? All right. So anyway, I'm not gonna go over the whole thing, but all right. So look at the back on these men, right? Big up at the top there. Even him having the you know, the cuts. I mean the cuts. I'm getting sleepy. All right, so that's all I'm gonna show y'all on that. But anyway, that's there on the in the community tab. I just showed you that because Jonah says so. XX with a man chin. You think this one has a man chin? Let me go back over to it real quick. Wish I could make this bigger. But yeah, I can see the I still see ovals there. And to me, like I said, I always go to this. This is the obvious, that this is the main important thing because, you know, she does have kind of a oval, a long face, but you still see a circle. And this, you can't fake this. Cannot fake an arch in the back. Boom, right there. Boom, arch in the back. Let's see here. I'm just going to do a few more. And then I'm going to say, I'll tell y'all how much I love you. And see here. Karen says, Arian, I agree that appears to be a man attacking Shanquella in the video. At some point, you can see the male genital imprint through the pajamas. Yeah, and I pointed it out too in some older lives. Actually, in the one where we broke down the injuries, we're able to show when the injuries happened with just still frame too. You can see, yeah, still have the genitalia. And that was a theory that folks were saying was the reason for the attack was because when she was saying y'all need to get naked, that the person didn't want to show the thing. Let's see. Beverly says, hey chat family, let's get those likes up. Yeah, thank y'all so much. Hey Vicky. All right, so let's see here. All right, so I'm some new names out here. All right, I love y'all, and like I said, I'm not. Oh, somebody's in the private chat. What's that? I did have one main question. I missed one. Okay. All right. So, and I thank y'all so much, and love y'all, and I'll see y'all in another video too. I think we're supposed to be all coming together over on Shank Rock's channel tomorrow night. Some us content creators. So if I do anything, it'll probably be earlier tomorrow day. Like I said, y'all, I'm doing, I've got all these Turo cars, and also I'm, going back to work as a nurse. So I'm going to be doing, some part-time gigs and all that good stuff there too. So I love y'all. And oh, here another person showed up here. Hey, Jazzy TV says social media always talks about news before the main news source. They often know things but cannot speak on it. A few more new people. That's right. A formerly living girl says, I have to disagree about the design of the XX. We come in many beautiful forms. The skeletal structure is the skeletal structure. That's science. You cannot change. That's how they're able to determine. If you find skeletal y'all seen on these little murder mystery shows, if they find skeletal remains in the woods, they can determine by the skeletal remains if it's human. They can tell by the skeletal remains if it's male or female. The way they're able to tell is because the pelvis of a female is different from the pelvis of a male. Two different skeletons. All right. So, two different skeletons. Let me get over here and show you. Then I'm just going to show this, and then I'm out. All right. So, over here you can see this here is an XY. XY. See y'all over here. This is the spinal, the vertebrae. Over here, this is the pelvis area. This is the thing that is different between men and women, XX and XY. And that's because XX is designed to carry babies. So the skeleton is designed for that. Over here, you can see it's very narrow. The spinal column is inverted this way. And you can see angles. Over here, this is an XX. This is a female skeleton. As you can see, it's wide. There's this big old circle over here. This is the 10 centimeters that your cervix will have to dilate in order to allow the passage of the baby from the body to the outside. Notice how smooth the vertebrae are over here. This is because this is the baby's home. So it has to be smooth, has to have space in here. So, who is this talking this? They disagree. So you cannot disagree with science. When you're dead and gone and the flesh has fallen from your bones, your skeleton is going to indicate if you were an XX or an XY. An XX is going to have the arch in the back because it has to have the arch in the back to allow the female to walk when you are pregnant with child. Because this has a tilt in it. This is how the baby's able to stay in there. Two different skeletons. For one important reason. This design cannot be changed. It's created at conception. Period. So, you can disagree, but science and math is the truth. If you have an XY chromosome, you will have this for your foundation. You will not have an arch in your back. You will not have a tilt to your pelvis. If you are an XX, you are going to have an arch in your back, as you can see. That's why these are turned this way. And you're going to have this tilt in your pelvis. Can't change that. This is two different things here. This is anatomy and physiology. Can't change the bones. So we do not come in many beautiful forms. There's two designs, an XX or an XY. That's it. Let's see. Miss FedEx says, even if that made someone upset, that don't make you somebody. I agree. And like I said, there's other, I was reading some documents on, this, the rage, according to these genders and stuff like this XX and XY, there's, certain ingredients that the creator put in us, right? That no man can decide on the mixture, right? Because your brain is the one that's organizing how much testosterone, how much estrogen is according to these bones, right? The bones make the blood. I mean, y'all, it's a lot, all right? It's a lot. So there's no many different designs. There's only two. Only two. All right. So this, I'm out, y'all. All right. Thank you. Karen says, good night, mods and RNs. Yep. Good night, y'all. I love y'all, and peace and love, math and science.